Barnes.
Yes.
Can you believe it's been 32 years since the launch of 99X?
No.
It blows my mind when I think about it.
We talked about that at our party at Mutation Brewing, our birthday party, with all of us there, with Will and Steve and Jill and Organic Matt. And we all were like, this doesn't seem like it was 32 years ago that this whole thing started the first time.
And all of the bands that we played and supported or launched are almost all still together and touring and putting out music.
That's what's crazy. Like 98% of them are back doing this again. And David Lowery, even on the mic, was talking about, I remember 99X started playing my music in 1992.
Think about, we just talked to Gavin Rossdale from Bush. We've talked to Michael Stipe from REM. It's crazy.
It is insane.
All right, I saw a list, and I guess I didn't realize all of the epic albums that came out in 94. 94 was kind of a pivotal year if you think about it.
Dude, 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hair metal and rock sort of shifted into the alt world. And 94, I can't believe all of these albums. And they put out a list of the top albums from 1994. I've got the top 10, but there are a few outside of the top 10 that I loved. For instance, at number 25, Throwing Copper from Live. That was a pivotal record.
What a classic.
I know. And
they hadn't even taken off yet. They were still playing private parties. They played a private party at Georgia Tech that year. I remember it.
Number 21 sold 6 million albums. Remember Offspring Smash?
Yeah, man, that was massive 99X.
Another massive 99X. This one was at 12, so it missed the top 10. Sophomore record, a little band from San Diego, Purple, STP.
Which, wasn't that album done here?
Yeah. And by the way, we do have the STP Mount Rushmore you can vote on. Best favorite songs from Stone Temple Pilots. You can do that on our 99x.com page. Here's another one right outside of the top 10. Perfect Power Punk album. They used to do these colored theme albums. You know who I'm talking about? Produced by Rick Ocasek.
A Weezer?
Yes. The Blue Album came in at number 11.
That was still quintessential 99X. All of that era was so strong, and we wouldn't know that then. You know what I mean?
I'm going to give you some descriptions here, see if you can guess, because I'm going to do the top 10 really quickly. And again, all of these came out in 94, which kind of blows my mind. This one was certified 4K, 4 times platinum, billed as Return to Rock, each song written from the perspective of a different character, granting the lead singer this sort of ironic detachment. And he commented on the band's newfound stardom and the nature of celebrity. I'm going to give you a little hint. They're from Athens.
Okay, well, that's a big hint. REM?
REM coming in at number 10. The album Monster.
Love that cover. Love that album. Almost every song.
Number 9. Here's one that was not a 99X band, but I think you're going to love this one, okay? This was a follow-up to their massive rock record from 1989 and one that saw the frontman replaced with a new lead singer. What do you think? What do you think?
89?
89.
No idea.
Motley Crue's self-titled album.
Have you seen on TikTok the dude that puts the TikToks out with where they strip down the vocals? It's just vocals and drums, and they have a Motley Crue one.
Oh, which song or which?
It's them in concert, and it is awful. There's a bunch of different songs, but it sounds like him going. That's literally what he sounds like, and it's the actual recording. It is scary how bad it is.
You're the best when you round your feet, yeah. I'll tell you what, hell, tell me, keep you alive, know it. Tell me a story. Come on, tell me.
I told you, it's just brutal.
That's from, again, number 9. These are the top albums from 1994. That was Motley Crue's self-titled album. At number 8, Back to the Alternative World, another sophomore album that will forever be linked to tragedy because it came out a week after the death of the lead singer's husband.
Hole?
Mm-hmm. It's Hole. Through this.
How does that even happen, that record is ready to go? He takes his life, and she has an album ready called Live Through This.
It's really eerie if you think about it. Think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 7, 2 UK brothers that took America by storm. You know who it is.
Easy Oasis.
Yeah, definitely maybe at number 7. I would agree with that. Needs to be in the top 10, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. What a great album, and I hope they get back together, although they hate each other.
I thought this one would be higher, Barnes, at number 6. This is the third album from one of the massive bands from Seattle. I'm talking about Pearl Jam. Yes, it's Pearl Jam's Vitology at number 6.
I felt like that was... It didn't hit the heights of 10, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It had hits and stuff, but it just
They
wasn't...
were talking about... Yeah, they dove into punk, hardcore,
Yeah.
borderline noise rock.
And then they centered the ship a little bit, I think, after that, and kind of went back down that 10-ish path.
All right, so let's go to the top 5. These are all albums that made this enormous list of the best albums from 1994. It's kind of hard to believe that they're all from 94.
Mind-blowing that these that you're mentioning are 30 flippin' years ago.
At number 5, this major label debut kickstarted a pop-punk revolution. Sold 10 million copies. It deals with heavy subject matter, too, as the frontman grapples with anxiety, domestic abuse, sexual orientation. I'll give you a hint. They're on a massive stadium tour this year.
You name an album after Poop, you're going to be in the top 5 easy.
Yeah, Dookie, celebrating 30 years this year. Massive stadium tour. Okay, let's go back to Seattle, Barnes. At number 4. Here's the description. The album brims with gnarled metallic riffs, twisted time signatures, blackened psychedelic ballads, and sludgy, downturned dirges. But I will tell you this. The frontman has an iconic rock god voice. You know who that is.
This voice is second to none. The twisted time signatures is what the cue that when you said that, because their songs are so twisted.
Now, I have to say, I've always said Chris Cornell has the best voice in rock. So Super Unknown from Soundgarden came in at number 4. Number 3, despite being sort of aggressive and morbid, this album went quadruple platinum. Talking about the frontman's tortured psyche with unflinching clarity. You know who it is. And they had a cover done from Johnny Cash from one of the songs on this album. Yeah, 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral.
And this song was what really propelled it, because it got so much movement in clubs and it kind of went a different route before coming to radio, and they had to make an edit of it. Who would have thought a song with the hook, I want to F you like an animal?
And Trent Reznor's gone on to do so much.
Yeah, so much.
Yeah, that was The Downward Spiral, number 3. These are all albums from 94, which just kind of blows my mind. Number 2, a lot of people thought this should have been number 1. Seattle grunge pioneers stripped off their usual wall of screaming guitars and pain threshold drums and let their unparalleled melodies speak for themselves. Do you want to take a guess at who this is? They did a classic MTV Unplugged in New York.
Well, that tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah, featuring a David Bowie cover, becoming one of the biggest albums of the decade.
And what a choice to make for a band that redefined the sound at that time. You know what? To come back with something acoustic.
It kind of blows my mind, but
Very unexpected. And on Breakfast with Bowie the other day that aired on our Best Of, it was funny because he was talking about that song, and everyone, the 99 people in the room at Smith's, thought Bowie was about to play that. And
I know, and
he's like, nope.
If you ever heard the MTV Unplugged from Nirvana, I mean, it's priceless, but
Priceless.
yeah, I kind of thought it should be number 1.
And a lot of people didn't know Bowie wrote that song. And did
I know. Finally, time to reveal number 1 again, the best albums from 94, 30 years ago. This one was produced by Rick Rubin. Kind of another stripped down record compared to this artist's previous work. Kind of folksy. If you've never heard this record, it's You Don't Know How It Feels. Tom Petty's Wildflowers came in at number 1.
What some people may not remember is 99X played Tom Petty at one era in the mid-90s.
We did. We actually played a few songs.
Yep. And what's crazy about your list, great list, by the way, but there's only a few that are not 99X bands.
Yeah, think about it. It's just Petty and Motley Crue.
And that wasn't like an alternative list. That was just the list.
That was just the list from 1994, and look at all the Seattle bands that were on there.
Good
Great
stuff.
list.
And music is going back that way. Thank you, by the way. This is the original. It's 99X.